They reversed the result of your fight.
Yeah.
Should they reverse the result of that fight as well?
It just depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right? To keep the integrity of the sport. So I feel like you're gonna do.
Gervonta Tank Davis, GTD, and I don't mean got the draws, went up against Lamont Roach. Let me tell you something. Tank got spanked. Roach should have won. And Tank even dropped to his knee. It should have been called a knockdown. But they let it slide. They said, you know what? He said he had grease in his eye from his braids. But it still should have been counted as a knockdown. Because since it was a unanimous draw, that knockdown would have gave Roach the win.
They reversed one fight. Now people are asking, should the result of Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach be overturned too? Because what happened in that ring wasn't just controversial. It might have been a straight-up robbery. Let's break it all down. From the moment the bell rang, people expected Tank to dominate. But Lamont Roach came to fight, and when the dust settled, it wasn't Tank's knockout power people were talking about. It was the moment he dropped to one knee.
Boxing has become this thing where, you have to be undefeated for people to care about you, and that's all going to go. My son just went to that show this weekend. He said the live event was terrible. Disorganized.
At Barclays?
Yeah, disorganized, and we're going to clean that up. We're going to make the live events great again too. The run of show will run faster. It won't take 9 hours to see 4 fights. These guys put on a fight and then have a podcast, and then put on another fight and have a podcast. The show will run.
That's right. Tank Davis, the same fighter who built his legacy on power and dominance, took a knee. And it wasn't ruled a knockdown. Now fans, analysts, even fighters are calling it what it looked like. A knockdown that never got called. And suddenly, everyone's asking the same question. Did Tank really deserve that draw? Even the referee, Steve Willis, is under fire. A new viral video shows fans confronting him, demanding answers, but Willis stayed silent. I can't speak on that, he said again and again.
Me and Shakur already talked to each other, and if he's available and we can line it up, that's what we're going to do.
Really? Wait, y'all spoke like this?
It was a draw. I think fair and square. But for the Tank haters, it's good to see y'all finally come out. So with that being said, it's a shame that the Lamont Roach fight is just giving us more of a prequel to what may happen against Shakur Stevenson. I hear more about Shakur Stevenson after this fight than I hear about Lamont Roach, which I think is sad. When it's all said and done, Shakur Stevenson is going to have to wait his turn. And it looks like he has already picked his side by joining Riyadh season. In the future of 2025, the boxing landscape is forever changing. So in the comments, you let me know, will Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson finally fight this summer?
But silence isn't helping his case. It's making things worse. Tank Davis, frustrated with the backlash, fired back at critics. Boxing is trash, he posted online. They all bet on me. Now they're tearing me down. But the criticism didn't stop. Analysts who once praised him now call him overrated. The same fans who cheered for him are now dropping memes mocking the knee.
And with Chris Algieri, what's your first reaction to Tank's performance?
Definitely an off night for Tank, but Lamont Roach is the guy, man. He showed up, and Tank gave him a tremendous amount of respect in the fight, and we saw why. He's a great counterpuncher, he's very high boxing IQ. He always says, I hit harder than people think, I hit harder than my record says. He stunned Tank several times. Tank looked like the guy with the heavier hands, but Lamont had the better chin. So it's all relative. So if Tank hits real hard, but the guy can take it, doesn't really matter. And I thought
boxing insiders say what happened in the ring was a disaster, not just because of Tank's performance, but because of how it was handled. Tank turned his back mid-round and walked to his corner. His trainer, Calvin Ford, even stepped into the ring and wiped his face with a towel, something completely illegal during a round. Yet, the referee did nothing. Former champions, trainers, and even referees agree. This should have been a knockdown at minimum. Some are saying Tank should have been disqualified. Former champions, trainers, and even referees agree this should have been a knockdown, at minimum. Some are saying Tank should have been disqualified. Roach's team isn't letting it slide. They've officially filed an appeal to overturn the fight result. Their argument? Simple. Tank took a knee. Ford stepped into the ring illegally, and all of it was ignored. Even Canelo Alvarez weighed in, saying, "That's a disqualification for sure." When a fighter like Canelo says that, people listen. Tank's legacy is taking a hit, and it's not just fans piling on. Shakur Stevenson threw shade. Ryan Garcia mocked him. Even Devin Haney joined in, saying, "Real champions don't take knees." And while Tank promises to bounce back, the noise is only getting louder. Because this fight isn't just about one bad night. It's about how much boxing protects its stars. Tank says he's coming back stronger, that he'll knock them all down and remind the world who he is. And maybe he will. But no matter how hard he punches in the future, this controversy won't go away. This fight has changed how people see Gervonta "Tank" Davis, and unless something changes fast, the biggest battle Tank might face next won't be in the ring. It'll be convincing the world he's still that unbeatable force they once feared.